What's up, guys? Frank Fulci back again with another of my now infamous unboxing haul videos. I got some cool stuff to get through today, so let's get started. Last week there was a bunch of you guys that were pretty encouraging to me to not be apologetic, showing off like not just movies. You know, I had a bunch of CDs last week, and this week I actually have more. So I'm not going to apologize for showing them off, and I'm just going to jump right into it. So what I'm talking about is horrorcore music, man. I've been listening to this style of music for probably 20 years now. Just like everything else I collect, I go through phases. I do have a huge horrorcore rap CD collection. I have vinyl and cassettes too, but not that much of that stuff. But I have tons of CDs. Actually, believe it or not, for a while I was known in the underground scene for like having the biggest collection. I don't know if people still know me. That was back in the day where we had forums and, you know, different websites to go to and talk to each other. Now it's mainly just Facebook and shit that we can talk about this stuff, but it makes it a little harder to communicate. But anyway, recently I just started buying a whole bunch more horrorcore CDs because it's been a while. But there's a lot of new releases coming out. Old artists, new artists I'm finding out about, but for the most part I still mess with the old guys that I used to listen to years ago. Fun fact, let's do a little horrorcore 101 here. Rotten Roger, who's originally part of repulsivereviews.com, which is my website, which you guys should check out, by the way. He's now doing 3B video. He used to be a horrorcore rapper. I'm not going to tell you his artist name because he doesn't really mess with the scene anymore, obviously, but he was one of the best. He still is if he wanted to be. He did other hip-hop stuff, but he used to be a hardcore rapper. Another fun fact about the genre, Jay from Bloodbath and Beyond, another well-known YouTube channel, used to be a hardcore rapper also. His name was The Missing Link, and then he did a nerdcore album or whatever by the name MC Escher. But yeah, Horrorcore 101, man. I've been around this scene for a long time. Anyway, let's jump right into it. I got a bunch of CDs here. This package is from my boy, the J Hex Project. I've known him for at least 10 years now. I used to work on the same label as him. I used to do artwork and stuff for these guys. Anyway, I got a bunch of CDs of his that I've been missing. So let's jump into it. First is the Devilman LP. This came out in 2015. So yeah, I'm obviously catching up to a lot of stuff I've been missing over the years. Next up is Severed Cuts Complete. This is disc 1. I think there's a disc 2 somewhere, or maybe disc 1 of 2 it says on here. So let me show off that cover art. He coined the term, I guess, giallocore. So his horrorcore stuff, he has a lot of samples from like old Italian movies and stuff, which is always fun to listen to interspersed throughout his songs. This one is The Sadist. This one is from 2017. Next up is The Possession of Annabelle Lee. Man, I could have swore I had some of these, but I guess not. I actually sent him a list of stuff that I didn't have from the collection, so we worked out a deal. This was also from 2015. So yeah, obviously I was missing a whole bunch from the last few years, and this is disc 2 of that Severed Cuts Complete. So that's 5 new CDs from J Hex, man, that I was missing from the collection, so dope to have that. Next, another CD. Guys, we'll get to some movies at the end here. I actually had a pretty dope pickup yesterday in person, not a mail haul, but I'll get to that in a second. So let me go through some more CDs here. Next up is an artist by the name of Don Orius, or Aureus. Parasomnia is the name of this album. This is one of the better horrorcore albums I've heard this past year. I mean, there's a bunch of awesome releases, but Don Orius is one of the most talented artists there is. He has a lot of versatility that a lot of artists don't, or a lot of the newer artists do. I mean, he can rap, he's one of these guys who can do this chopper style fast. He can do some like sing-songy type shit, melodic singing, vocals. He even has a track on here that's like a screaming, like more metal type of, growl. So there's a lot of dope shit on here. I will say this, because I like to be honest with you guys. He's one of the hardest artists to buy merchandise from. A couple of years back, he released the CD. I paid him for it. Never got sent out. Excuse after excuse. I was never able to get a copy of that. Luckily, I got a refund of the money. So, you know, fast forward to now, the new CD comes out. I want to grab it. Same thing almost happened. I sent money. I think 3 weeks goes by. No shipping notice, nothing. I hit him up. Didn't answer for a few days. I opened up a PayPal dispute thing. And then he ended up sending it. So, you know, long story short, I finally got a CD by this guy. But again, as talented as he is, it's very hard to fucking get something. So just wanted to put that out there. If you guys order from him, hopefully he gets it to you, man. I love him as an artist, but it's hard to get a hold of him sometimes. But anyway, let's get into the next couple. This is a dope one. Oh, let me shout out to Heather. She's a viewer of the channel. She's been getting into horrorcore lately. So, which is why I wanted to show off some of these things. I told her to look out for this video because there was a lot of dope artists that she can learn about here. She said she's been really digging what she's been hearing lately, so it's cool to, you know, make new fans of the genre after all these years of me listening to it. Speaking of all these years, this is a new CD by an artist named of Hex. He was in a group called LU Cypher. You know, years ago. They were making music as far as at least 20 years ago. I think like in the late 90s they had a bunch of releases. Unfortunately, one of the members passed away. Rest in peace to Cyanide. But Hex, after all these years, still putting out CDs. This is the first actual pressed CD he's put out. At least 10 years, 15 years maybe. It's called Stigmatized Property. So songs on here were recorded as far as back as 2010, 2011, but then he put some newer tracks on here too. Either way, glad to finally have a physical copy of Hex CD. Legend right there. Next up, another buddy, friend of the channel, you guys probably know him. He actually does a whole bunch of stuff in different avenues. His name is Justin Parker. He runs and operates and does designs and stuff for Horrible Home Video, where he does like a bunch of mashups. If you guys have seen my Jason X like Japanese style shirt, he designed that. He's also a rapper, goes back and forth. He was in retirement, I think, for a little while, and now his group is back, Circus. So that's how I heard about him years ago originally. Then he was doing a bunch of art stuff. I mean, he's a very talented guy in all, like I said, all avenues. He's an extremely awesome, you know, illustrator, graphic design artist, everything. This guy has all the talent in the world. He can do whatever he wants. And he's got a pretty loyal fan base from what I can see online. He makes a lot of sales, thank God. You know, he deserves it. Anyway, new album coming out in 2020. He just put out a couple of versions of a CD that has tracks that didn't quite make it to that album. So it's like a little, you know, B-side type of, you know, extra tracks that he wanted to share with people, but he didn't think maybe were that good to get on the main CD. I don't know. Whatever the case is, he's wrapped this thing up pretty nice here. So, if I can continue to open this, I'll show you in a sec. Looks like he threw in some bonus stuff, because I bought a couple of CDs from him, so we'll have to see. I mean, I remember years ago when I first started talking to him through Facebook, I bought like, I don't know, 10, 15 CDs of his that like most people didn't even have at the time. And then I think he started selling them more widely. But anyway, I was the first, I want to think, you know, hardcore Circus collector. But let me try to sort this out a little bit. Okay. Table scraps. All right. First is, I think these two are bonuses that he threw in here. Only the Dead Survive. At least I think they are. I don't remember. I could have swore I just ordered the new CD, but anyway, he did say he was throwing some bonuses in here for me. I got to see if I have a copy of this already. If not, Only the Dead Survive, Circus. This is like horrorcore, comedy, skit stuff. They do a lot of stuff, so definitely an interesting artist to check out. Next up is Circus, The Lost Album. I don't think I had this, and if I didn't, I'm very happy to have this now, because this was when the group had a couple of different members, and I know they had a falling out of some kind. I don't really know the full story, but I actually did quite like the material they were putting out together. So there's that. He threw in a couple of Thank you for purchasing Corpse Circus Table Scraps. This album is a collection of songs and skits which did not make it to the upcoming album Long Live the Dead. Alright, so there's that. I'll show you that album in a second. A couple of stickers. Again, he designs all this stuff. Looks like we got a little booklet of Only the Dead Survive. Now, he did say, alright, so this is signed by a bunch of people, I think, or maybe that's just signature, like, actually printed on the design, but anyway, a booklet for, it looks like it was one of the CDs, or Only the Dead Survive. I don't know. I'm an idiot. I lose track of a lot of things. This is a booklet. Looks like it would have been in an album, so I know Only the Dead Survive was the name of an album he put out. I don't think it was one I actually had a copy of, so that's cool to actually at least have the book. Here's a official Corpse Circus Stalker patch. And these are the albums that are, you know, the scrapped, you know, songs that aren't going to make the album. Anyway, here's first one, signed Table Scraps. This, I guess, technically is a standard edition. Only 20 of these were made, which, again, if you're a collector, you got to jump on these limited things, which is why I wanted to start collecting his CDs again. Yeah, no, I got number 13 out of 20, so dope, lucky or unlucky, I guess, depending on who you ask, number 13. And this is the deluxe edition, which he was awesome enough to, I mean, I bought it, but he was awesome enough to sell it to me. It was out of print, you know, I missed when he put it up for sale because there was only 10 copies of this, and he gave me his personal copy. So thank you, Justin, I appreciate that, brother. Kill a tour for all the rest of you guys out there. This is number 1 of only 10 copies made. So this version features more content than the standard version. We thank you for your support in our pursuits of musical obscurity. The last track on this CD is long, but as a true fan and supporter, we believe you'll enjoy a peek into how Corpse Circus creates their skits. Hope you enjoy this collection of random songs and skits. Thanks for being a part of what we do, Corpse Circus for life. So dope. Happy to have those. Now, guys, the moment most of you were waiting for, the movies. Horror movies, that's why you guys are here, right? So yesterday, I went to the home of Vinegar Syndrome. Everybody knows them. They have a storefront next to where they do all their restorations in Bridgeport, Connecticut. The storefront is called The Archive, and they sell Vinegar Syndrome stuff, and they sell all sorts of other boutique label stuff. Scream Factory, Arrow, Synapse, Severin, you know, all the stuff that us collectors love. So I don't get out there too often. It's about an hour from me, but I have a couple of friends that live a little closer. So when I visit those friends, we take a trip because my friends do enjoy buying, you know, they have a bunch of records and vinyl stuff over there. So the boys over at Archive, once my sale was rung up, they gave me a nice little bag, tote to bring it home in, and with a bag from Waxwork Records. You know, fortunately I don't collect vinyl soundtracks from Waxwork because I'd really be in trouble in terms of my bank account and space and all that good stuff. Anyway, they also threw in some koozies. Now, I'm not a drinker, so I can't use beer cans with these. I can use my freaking diet soda, but Arrow Video koozie and MVD Rewind koozie, so that's cool. I didn't even know things like that existed. Some Vinegar Syndrome stickers, and of course the movies. So let's jump into it. So I know Vinegar Syndrome has a Black Friday 50% sale coming up. You know, this coming Friday, Black Friday. I didn't want to buy Vinegar Syndrome titles for that reason because I know the sale's coming up. So I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to put an order in online. I'm going to scoop up a lot of the stuff. I know they have some surprise titles and stuff they haven't announced yet. I'm sure I'll be grabbing those. But while I was there, I did want to pick up some stuff because these things aren't necessarily going to be on sale as far as I know, and if they are, it's not going to be on the website because they're from other companies. Anyway, first up is the 4K release of Suspiria by Synapse. I was not originally going to buy this because I bought the Synapse Suspiria version that they did, I think it was last year or so, of Suspiria on Blu-ray, which was like a crazy great transfer. So I didn't necessarily need the 4K, but I've heard that this is even better, which, you know, you would figure because it's 4K. So I had to pick up Suspiria in 4K. Next up, another Synapse release that just came out recently. I didn't really know anything about this, but the cover art and the synopsis sounded amazing. And this is Undertaker. This, I think, is a Japanese film. Yeah, deadly virus outbreak is turning the people of Japan into flesh-eating zombies. Government intervenes, trying to separate the survivors from the infected. Ryoichi, a young boy who has his family and friends destroyed by the undead infestation, becomes an assistant to an undertaker, a person hired by families to kill loved ones who's been turned. Armed with a modified shovel and a bag, Ryoichi roams the ruins of Japan, killing zombies and collecting body parts to prove to grieving families that their infected loved ones are now at peace. This sounds awesome. Zombie flick with a little bit of a twist that you don't normally see. So I'm excited to have this. I'm sure the transfer is pretty good. Apparently this movie is from 2012 and it's only 65 minutes. So that's interesting. That would be a quick one to get through. Might try to throw that one on today, although I have a lot of other crap to catch up on. Anyway, next up, guys, is Don't Be Afraid of the Dark from Warner Archive. I've heard nothing but good things about this movie for, I don't know, at least 5 years now. This movie is from the 70s, so of course it's been around for more than 5 years. But people don't stop talking about how good this movie is. Apparently, I think this release just came out on Blu-ray. Apparently this is one of the best made-for-TV movies, horror movies there is, so excited to check this out. The original 1973 classic, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. I think even Rotten Roger has told me that that's good, so if he tells me it's good, I gotta trust the man. Weird Science on the Steelbook edition from Arrow, Weird Science. Again, I have the regular version that they put out of this from a few months back. You know, I think it came out earlier this year, so I wasn't necessarily in need of getting the Steelbook, but the guys at the archive had this they had it used, so it's not sealed, for $10 cheaper than, cover price or retail price, whatever you want to call it. So I figure for 20 bucks, let me pick up the Steelbook. You don't want to pass that one up. Next up is the only DVD of the lot now. You know, I don't really like to buy DVDs if I can avoid it. I do like Blu-ray and better, 4K now. But this movie, I think on Blu-ray is like nearly impossible to find. Even this DVD, for whatever reason, I'm having a hard time finding it. It's one of the few Bloody Disgusting Selects DVDs that I didn't own previously, and that is Lucky McGee's The Woman. I watched this movie years ago and did not like it, or I guess it was okay, but it was overhyped as hell. Everyone said how amazing it was when it came out. I think this was 2011. I did though recently watch, there's a sequel to this called Darling, or Darlin, apostrophe, no G at the end. It's a sequel to this. I think, it's directed by Pollyanna McIntosh, who plays the woman in this, and she reprises her role, but she also directed the new one. I did a review of it, and I actually quite liked it, so you guys can check out that review on repulsivereviews.com. That was from, a couple months back, that review. I'll link it down below, but after seeing that, I wanted to revisit this one because, it was easy to follow that story. Obviously, I knew what was going on, but I'd want to go back and revisit this one and see if maybe there's some cool connections that I missed throughout that one. So, it was $8. It's still sealed, so for $8 a DVD that's harder to find, I figured I'd scoop it up. And last but not least, so I had started this by saying I didn't want to pick up Vinegar Syndrome releases, but I told the boys at the front desk over there that I'm going to be putting in a huge order this coming Black Friday, and this was one that I wanted to buy because I didn't have it yet. And he said, listen, just go grab it off the shelf and I'll charge you the 50% off now. I'll give you the discount now. So thank you to Brian for that. And this was one that I thought I had in my collection already from years ago, Slaughterhouse, but I didn't have it. I had the 88 Films release, which I still have, which I'll probably be selling now. But I bought this cool limited slipcase that they had made for this a few months back, thinking I had this copy, and of course I didn't. So now I can put this finally inside the slipcase that they made, which Vinegar Syndrome is making a bunch of, or a couple at least, more of those limited slipcases for releases they've put out already. So I'm guessing one might be Christmas Evil and another one over there that didn't originally have one. So it'll be cool to see that. Again, that'll be this coming Friday. So there was a little flyer that came that they were handing out with all their sales too, that talks about the Black Friday sale coming up. So if you guys want to know, if you're in the area, they're in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Obviously you can make you can make an order online on their site and buy a bunch of Vinegar Syndrome stuff. But again, like I said, in the store itself, they have a bunch of other stuff. Obviously, you saw what I bought. So they have limited. All right, so Vinegar Syndrome site sale match plus new secret titles. Limited RSD titles available, 10% off new movies and music, 25% off used movies and music, 50% off everything in the basement, which is where they keep their vinyls and VHS tapes, and they have like t-shirts and stuff. And then they have a special event Saturday from 12 to 4. More info on Black Friday. So again, just in case you guys are in the area and you want to stop by there, they're good guys. They have great, you know, their prices are what you'll find these movies to be. They're not more and they're not less. They're, you know, right on the money for the pricing. So whether you want to buy them online or go check out a storefront that is like a dying breed at this point, you know, there's not too many stores you can actually physically go to and pick up these awesome movies that we love. So I do highly suggest going to visit these guys. Like I said, it's about an hour from me. So for me to take the trip, it's worth it, you know. Anyway, guys, thank you. That's it for this week's haul. So a nice little stack from the Archive Boys. Nice, huge stack of horrorcore stuff. So again, shout out to Heather. Hopefully some other guys find some enjoyment in this little horrorcore rundown. And I should have some packages coming in this week. Now, I don't think I'll be able to do a video next Sunday, which I think will probably be the first Sunday I miss a video in probably this whole year. I'm gonna be away with my family for the Thanksgiving, you know, weekend, the extended weekend from Thursday to Sunday. So if I don't see you guys next week, it'll be 2 weeks from now. I'll probably have a big pile of stuff to show off, so that'll be exciting. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I appreciate your time as always. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little bell, you know, icon, so you get notifications for all my videos. I should be doing another video within the next week or so, wrapping up my readathon, evil-a-thon that I was participating in for the month of November. I'm going to do a little more reading today to finish up my so-called requirements for that. So anyway, guys, thanks again for stopping by. Show off this cool shirt I'm wearing, Wishmaster. Give me the thumbs up. Hit me with some comments down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love our little back and forth discussions we have from time to time. And until next time, guys, happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, peace out, be good.